What is up, my friends? We are back for episode number 339. So let's say you hit the age of 50 and suddenly it feels like everything takes more effort. The weight doesn't move like it used to. Your energy isn't what it was or once was. Recovery takes longer. And some days it feels like your body has changed overnight. But is it really that your body requires dramatic work? Like changing everything? Or is it that the rules have simply changed? In this episode, we're going to talk about what I've learned from more than 33 years in fitness industry, working with thousands of women, navigating midlife, menopause, aging, body changes, inflammation, muscle loss, shifting metabolism, you name it. You are going to learn why movement becomes more important, not less, as we age, how muscle impacts metabolism, why consistency beats intensity every time, and how mindset, which I'm really big on, can either keep you stuck or move you forward. If you've been feeling frustrated in your body lately, today's conversation in episode 339 of the hashtag Get Unstuck podcast is going to maybe help you see things through a different lens. You can connect with me through Tone at TONEN10.com. It's called TONEN10.com because we do workouts in 10 minutes or less. You can do them 1, 2, or 3 times. That way you can make it a 10, 20, or 30-minute workout every single day. I'm with you all year long as your coach. There's more resources also at glitteru.com. We've been around since 2009. So here we go. What if the reason that you're struggling with your body right now isn't because you're lazy, broken, or doing something wrong? What if it is because you're still trying to use the rules that worked at your, age 30 on a body that's now 50, 60, or even beyond? After more than 3 decades in the fitness industry, I have noticed something. I used to be a dancer. Once I stopped dancing after college, I became heavily involved in fitness instruction and everything back then in the 90s. I don't even say anymore. If you are Gen X, you know where I'm going with this. The women who thrive in midlife, though, aren't necessarily working harder, although some of them may be, and they're getting totally burnt out. But we need to learn to work different. So today I want to talk about why movement really does matter more than ever as we age, why your body may feel different, and why the story that you've been telling yourself about getting older might be the exact thing that's actually keeping you stuck. So, all right. Hello, my loves. Welcome back. Today we're talking about the things that I hear almost every single day from women. And yes, I do talk to women every single day, either through one-on-one coaching inside my Tone Babes VIP member portals, through text, through emails, through phone calls, or even live in my bar classes. So usually this is what I hear, or some version of it. Heather, everything just feels harder now. And girl, I understand exactly what they mean. The scale feels harder. Losing body fat feels harder. Getting motivated feels harder. Energy feels harder. Getting off the couch some days feels hard. And while there is some truth to that feeling, I think that it's important that we separate our feelings from the facts, because they're not always the same thing. Over the last 33 plus years, I've worked with women in their 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, and beyond that. I've watched thousands of women navigate pregnancies, menopause, divorce, caregiving, career stress, aging parents, health challenges, injuries, and every season in between. And one thing has become very, very clear. The body changes, but the body is never the enemy. The body is always responding. As we age, we naturally lose muscle mass. Duh, we know this. If we don't actively work to maintain it, it's going to be 10 times worse than it can be. Researchers call this sarcopenia, Sarcopenia, if you want to look it up. Muscle isn't just about looking toned in a tank top, although we love that. Muscle helps support your metabolism. Muscle supports balance. Muscle supports bone health. Muscle helps us stay independent as we age. Muscle is one of the greatest predictors of quality of life later in life. What we do today matters in 20 years. The one reason movement matters so much, and I'm so passionate about it, not because we're trying to punish our bodies. A workout is not punishment. Not because we're trying to earn our food. If I do this, then I can have a slice of pizza. We're not doing that anymore. Not because we're trying to shrink ourselves, skinny. Not because movement is one of the most powerful investments that we can give ourselves. Let me start over. Yes, because movement is one of the most powerful investments we can make in our future. I was on a not because roll there for a minute. We're not trying to shrink ourselves. We may be on the scale. I get it. I know. I'm Gen X. I get it. But I need you to try to switch what we've been brainwashed to think. We are programmed to think I gotta weigh less and I gotta be skinny. I want you to think of movement as one of the wealthiest gifts that you can give yourself. It is the most powerful investment that you can make in your future self. Because without movement, mobility, and your health, what do you have? What do you have? The science is very clear on this. If you're a science person, regular physical activity is associated with improved cardiovascular health, heart health, improved insulin sensitivity, a better mood, improved cognitive function, which is like foggy head, you can see clear, stronger bones, healthier joints, and a lower risk of many, many chronic diseases. So that's not just fitness industry hype. That is decades of research. And what I've found is that many women enter midlife or the second half of life believing that exercise is primarily about weight loss. And I get it. I do. I'm Gen X. I was programmed the same way. But when the weight loss slows down, your motivation disappears. That's normal behavior, especially for Gen X, the way we were programmed. Movement was never just about weight loss. I need you to look through a different lens. I'm going to ask you to change the way you were programmed and try to think of this. Rewire your brain to understand that movement is about energy. Movement is about strength. Movement is about confidence. Movement is about persevering the life that you want to live. And I don't just mean, I walked through the grocery store. I was in there for 3 hours. That's not the kind of movement I'm talking about. Our legs are meant to walk. That's incredible if we're still blessed. And I'm very grateful that I can still move around pretty good and stretch. But what are you training for? I often ask my girls this question, right? What are you training for? Not what are you trying to lose? I want you to think of it as you are an athlete in the second half of life. What are you training for? Are you training to travel? Are you training to hike? Are you training to play with grandchildren? Are you training to remain independent? Are you training to carry your groceries? Or are you training to move through life without fear? Because those goals create a completely different relationship with fitness. And that's where we need to start. Another thing that I have observed over the years is that women often believe that they need to do more. Do more. Again, we were programmed. More workouts, more cardio, more restriction, more punishment, more suffering, in my opinion. What that usually does, I'm sorry, Oliver just did something. What usually creates results is not more suffering, not more punishment, not more restriction, not more cardio, not more workouts. It's consistency. A woman who walks most days, strength trains a few times a week, and I mean 2 days a week, ladies, 15 minutes, prioritizes protein, that's important. Got to track it. You don't know what you're eating unless you track it. I don't care who you are. I don't care how good you are. If you are not tracking your protein, you have no idea how much you're getting. I don't care what you say. A woman who gets decent sleep. I've been loving my Aura ring. I don't know how accurate it is, but I am loving it. And a woman who manages stress often outperforms women who constantly keep starting over with extreme diet plans, extreme injections, extreme everything. Consistency wins the game here, ladies. You're the athlete training for whatever that is. And every time, consistency is going to win. And here's where mindset enters the conversation, because I got to talk about mindset. And don't forget about Boom, because Boom is about reprogramming and breaking patterns. And oh my God, Boom's incredible. And for those of you that are in it, knee deep in it already, I love you. And I'm appreciating all your feedback. I'm so excited. Like Boom is here to stay. I'm just going to keep letting it grow. And if you obviously want to invest in it, it's all yours, but it may get bigger than it's already over 300 pages. So cool. Anyway, if every morning you wake up saying, I'm jumping ahead of myself. If you wake up saying things like, my metabolism is freaking shot, or if you're in conversation with your girlfriends and you're like, I just feel like my body's broken, or it's so impossible now, you're actually creating a lot of resistance before you're even taking any action. So I'm not saying that positive thinking changes biology or believing in, I'm doing air quotes, manifestation, although I do. But mindset absolutely influences behavior. You cannot tell me otherwise. And behavior influences outcomes. So the women who make progress in midlife don't necessarily have easier bodies. They weren't like, oh, gifted this DNA and they're just incredible and they don't need to work at it. They've simply decided that they're not done yet. They stop waiting to feel motivated. They start acting. And action creates momentum. Momentum creates confidence. Confidence creates more action. It's a cycle. And the good news, the opposite cycle can be interrupted. You don't need to overhaul your entire life today. You don't need a perfect meal plan. You don't need a 2-hour freaking workout. No. You don't need to lose 30 pounds before you feel successful. You need one decision, one walk, one workout, one healthier meal. And when I say healthier meal, let's just put this on my notepad. Eating healthy and eating for fat loss are two very different things. I will podcast on that. Eating healthy, eating a healthy meal, and fat loss are two separate things. You can have too much of a good thing and then it's no longer a good thing as far as weight loss, fat loss, but it might still be healthy foods. Whole nother topic. One vote for the woman that you're becoming is a move in the right direction, meaning I vote for me today. Because every single day that you're either reinforcing the story that you're stuck, or if you're reinforcing the story that I'm still going to grow, I am not done here. I'm done being stuck. Stuck no more. And if you're listening to this today, I want you to know something. Your age is not your limitation. Your age is nothing more than your experience. Your age is your wisdom. Your age is proof that you've survived a lot of freaking things. Now, it's time to build a body that supports the life that you still want to live. Not 10 years ago. That's gone. You may have had sexy body, bikini body, turned all the heads on the planet whatever. So what? You did. That's awesome. But that season's gone now. We're not trying to be her anymore. We already lived that. And that's amazing. But right now, this season, this version of you, because movement is not about turning back the clock. It's about showing up fully for the years still ahead. And those years freaking matter. They matter a lot. Maybe even a lot more because it doesn't come as natural. So move your body. Lift the weights. It doesn't have to be freaking He-Man 50-pound weights. It doesn't. I don't know who's out there. Well, I do know who's out there preaching heavyweight, heavyweight, heavyweight. But you guys, I see more injuries with heavyweight than I do benefits. So my cap is about 25 pounds. Depends on what exercise I'm doing. I'm usually a 8-pound, 10-pound, 12-pound, 15-pound girl, and I'm good. Unless you want to bodybuild. That's a different trainer. That's a different coach. Stretch. Take a walk. Dance. Get outside. Do something. Because the goal isn't just to live longer. The goal is to live better. What good is it to keep living longer if you're bound to a chair and you can't move? I'm not saying they have a worthless life. I'm just saying it's sad, and it could be. Some of those things might have been through choices. Some of those things might have been something that could have been changed. I'm not here to bash anybody. I'm not judging anybody. I am here to help you. I'm your friend. I'm here for you. You're listening to a podcast called the #Get Unstuck podcast because you want to get unstuck. And that starts with movement. Thanks for listening. I love you so much, and I will see you next time.